Hey, it's Coach Justin from Ultimate Baseball Training, and in this video we're talking about how to crush breaking balls and off-speed pitches. All right, so the first key to crushing breaking balls and off-speed pitches is don't miss the fastball. Now, I know you're probably thinking, man, if only it were that easy, right? But I want you to look back at your previous 10 or 15 at-bats and think about how many good pitches, how many good fastballs did I let go by, or how many fastballs did I swing and miss on pitches that I should have crushed. For whatever reason, maybe I pulled my head, or I wasn't watching the ball, or my timing was off, or whatever the reason is, but how many really good crushable fastballs did you not take advantage of, okay? Because a lot of the times when hitters are struggling with off-speed pitches and breaking balls, it's not necessarily because they can't hit those pitches, it's because they're not taking advantage of the fastballs that they're getting earlier in the counts, and so they're getting themselves into terrible counts, 0-2 counts, 1-2 counts, where you're kind of more at the pitcher's mercy as opposed to being more in control of the at-bat, okay? So don't miss the fastball. That's step number one. Of course, you got to learn how to hit the breaking ball. Of course, you got to learn how to hit off-speed pitches, but you really have to make sure you can hit the fastball and you don't let too many good fastballs go by. Every single good hitter out there takes advantage of fastballs. And why do you want to be able to hit the fastball? Well, the fastball is the straightest pitch that we're going to see. It's also the pitch that we time. So you're getting your timing down on the fastball, not his curveball or his knuckleball. You're timing the fastball, and it's the straightest pitch. And oh, by the way, a lot of pitchers rely heavily on their fastball. They want to get ahead early with their fastball. If they get into a bind, they want to come back with their fastball because they have the best control with that particular pitch. So you've got to be able to handle the fastball. That's number one. Yes, we need to work on hitting the off-speed pitches and the curveballs and stuff, but just ask yourself, man, am I just getting in too many bad counts where they're throwing me off-speed pitches and breaking balls? Do I need to do a better job of attacking good crushable fastballs early in the count? Something to think about. Key number two is swing at the ones that start up, not the ones that start low. Wayne Gretzky once said, and he was talking obviously about hockey, but he once said, I skate to where the puck is going, not to where it's been. And that's the same thing that we're trying to do here, only in baseball. We're trying to figure out not where the pitch is when it's released from the pitcher's hand, but where is that particular pitch going, all right? Another great example is if there's a receiver in football and I'm a quarterback, right, and he's sprinting across the middle and I want to hit him with a pass, I can't throw that ball to where the receiver currently is right now, right? Obviously, that'd be behind him. I need to anticipate where that receiver is going to be, and I need to throw it out in front of him. I need to lead that receiver, so by the time the ball gets there, it hits him in stride. I'm anticipating where he's going to be. This is the same concept that I'm bringing to baseball right here, and when it comes to, in particular, like a curveball, okay? If you recognize the pitch as a curveball, well, the pitches that you want to hit, the curveballs that you want to hit, are the ones that start a little bit up. Because what's going to happen if you understand the shape of the pitch, the ones that start up, those are the ones that are going to break down for strikes in the strike zone. But the ones that start low, those are going to break even lower. They're going to finish low. And if you swing at those ones, you're going to find yourself swinging at bad pitches in the dirt, okay? So skate to where the puck is going, not to where the puck has been. Before we understand how to actually attack curveballs and breaking balls and stuff like that, I think it's important to understand which pitches are the ones that we even want to swing at in the first place. This is a great, starter step for figuring out which ones to take a swing at. Is the ones that begin a little bit higher, those are going to break down for strikes. The ones that start low, you need to let those ones go, because chances are those are going to break even lower and they're going to be a ball. A third key that I think will really help you out when it comes to crushing breaking balls and off-speed pitches is let the pitch come to you, okay? So we were talking a little bit earlier about our timing is always based off the fastball, right? So if we're ready for a fastball, but then he throws us an off-speed pitch, obviously an off-speed pitch is gonna be slower than the fastball. What does that mean? That means we've got more time, right? If we're ready for a fastball, but it's a slower pitch, we've got more time on a breaking ball, on a curveball, on a changeup, on even a slider, right? It's still a slider's a firmer pitch, but we still have more time with that than we would on a fastball. And so a lot of hitters, they time the fastball, and then when it's a breaking ball, what they end up doing is they end up, getting a little bit out in front like this. And so to help you kind of alleviate that, I think a great way to handle this is when you recognize it's a breaking ball, when you recognize it's an off-speed pitch, your mental approach should be up, off-speed, up, breaking ball, stay in the middle of the field, or hit it to the opposite field. Even better is have an opposite field approach when you see any sort of off-speed pitches. Now, this is not to say that you're actually going to take every single off-speed pitch to the opposite field. That's not what I'm saying. If it's a hanging curveball or if it's an off-speed pitch that's inside, obviously we want to pull that ball. But I think the tendency for hitters is to get a little bit too far out in front on off-speed pitches. And to help alleviate that, I think it's best to have the mental approach of middle of the field or opposite field. And then obviously sometimes you're going to hit the ball to your pull side, but that'll help you let the ball travel a little bit longer and let the ball come to you versus trying to go out and get it. Key number 4 is keep your head between your feet. We just talked about the tendency for a lot of hitters when it comes to breaking balls and off-speed pitches is because they're timing the fastball. A lot of times, if it's slower than that, they tend to leak out and get their weight out over their front foot. Keeping your head between your feet is going to help you keep your weight centered and help you stay balanced. So I don't care if we're talking about off-speed pitches, breaking balls, or even fastballs. Anytime you're at the plate, you should be focused on keeping your head between your feet. Why does that make any sort of a difference? Well, the weight of your body always follows your head, right? If you watch yourself swinging at a curveball in the dirt, a bad pitch that you're out in front of, you'll notice that where's your head in that particular scenario? Your head started leaking out over your front foot, and that caused the rest of your weight to go out over your front foot. And by that point, you're already committed and it's very hard to hold back. You end up pulling the trigger and you swing and miss at that pitch. Your body always follows your head. That's why they talk to you about in other sports, you know, in snowboarding or any sort of sport where you're doing, you know, twists and turns, figure skating. Everything follows your head. You'll see their heads start to go first. Everything follows your head. So if that's true, then just think about keeping your head between your feet, and that's really going to help you. So anytime, you know, you're in the batter's box, when I'm in my stance like this, my head is between my feet, right? When I go into my load, my head should stay between my feet. When I stride, same sort of thing. And when I recognize, oh, that's an off-speed pitch, instead of allowing my head to get out here like this, that's not a very athletic hitting position, I can just say, oh, head between my feet, head between my feet. That's going to allow me to keep my hands back, stay nice and balanced. And now I'm in a position where I can crush that pitch instead of in a weak position where I'm out in front of that ball, okay? So hitting, I think it's so important. It's something that's not talked about enough. Keep that head directly between your feet. That'll help you so much. And last but certainly not least, key number 5, more reps equals more comfort and more confidence. So anytime you do something new, I don't care if it's on the baseball field or outside the baseball field, anytime you do something new, chances are you're not going to be very good at it, right? And it's going to kind of be a little bit weird. It's going to have a learning curve to it with anything new. When you first started learning how to do math, maybe it was algebra, maybe it was geometry, you probably weren't very good at the problems at first because you didn't understand it, you didn't have any confidence in it, you weren't comfortable in it. It was something new and unique and different and something weird, right? Well, the same can be said for hitting breaking balls and off-speed pitches. Obviously, the first time you see a breaking ball, chances are, you know, your knees are going to buckle because you're used to just seeing, you know, fastballs lobbed in there, belt high right over the middle, and all of a sudden this pitch looks a little bit different. A good curveball starts out and sometimes it looks like it's going to hit you and then it breaks for a strike. That's weird. That's different. So what we need to do is we need to get comfortable with it. We need to get so many reps in that it causes us to have some comfort and some confidence. And remember that success is what breeds confidence. Having success at the plate will give us more confidence, or having success in, you know, a math problem over and over and over again, then we see it on a test, then we're going to have confidence, we're going to be more comfortable and more familiar with that. That's the goal. So the only way we can get there is by getting more reps. And so how do you get more reps when it comes to actually seeing breaking balls, seeing off-speed pitches? I think there's a couple things you can do. First of all, I think it's great to stand in on your pitcher's bullpens. So put on a helmet, be sure it's okay with your pitcher, but it'll help them, it'll help you. Stand in on bullpens and just recognize, oh, okay, that's what a good curveball looks like coming out of the hand. That's what a changeup looks like. You don't have to swing at this, just load and stride and get your timing down and really just focus on what that pitch looks like, okay? What's the shape of that pitch? How much slower is it than the fastball? Just get so used to seeing those breaking balls. Then obviously in batting practice, have coach or have your dad mix in some breaking balls, some off-speed pitches. They don't have to have some sort of a filthy curveball, just something that's a little bit of a wrinkle, something that's a little bit different than their fastball. That'll really help you out. You can set up a curveball machine. That's another great way to handle this. And another great thing is, you know, go on YouTube and look up, you know, bullpens from the catcher's perspective, the catcher's point of view or the umpire's point of view. That's another great way from the comfort of your own home for you to get more used to breaking balls and more used to off-speed pitches. But if you don't practice it in practice, if you never work on it, how can you realistically expect to be good at it in a real game. You just can't. So I think that's so important. Reps, reps, reps. That's gonna help you get more comfortable with breaking balls, off-speed pitches, and it's gonna help you have more confidence and more success with them as well. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, be sure to leave it a like. I'd really appreciate that. And be sure you're subscribed to the channel and turn your notifications on. That way you never miss any of our upcoming videos we're coming out with on a weekly basis. And last thing, before you go, hitters, be sure to download the free contact point checklist that I put together for you. It's 100% free. Just click on the link down below in the pinned comment. That's where you'll find it. And you can go download this free contact point checklist. I know you're gonna love it. I know it's gonna help you take your hitting to the next level. What I've done is I've freeze framed the swing at the point of contact, and I've highlighted a few key areas that you need to focus on. You need to make sure your swing looks just like this at the point of contact in order to really maximize your bat speed and your power and your consistency at the plate. So go download that right now. It's 100% free. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.